Hey guys, this is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today. It's a little Easter egg box and it will hold a snack size piece of Easter candy. Okay, so let's slide these out of the way. Here are the supplies. We've got 2 pieces of Petal Pink cardstock and some Whisper White. The measurements will be on the screen. The first piece of Petal Pink is 5 by 3 3/4 and the second piece is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. Now we're going to stamp, so I'm going to take the Full of Happiness stamp set that's featured in the mini catalog, and I'm using Blushing Bride ink. Okay, we're using a photopolymer stamp or image, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Mat. So I'm going to slide these out of the way and get my Stampin' Mat. I'm opening up my Blushing Bride ink, and I'm inking up the egg image and stamping it on the Petal Pink cardstock. I'm going to do that 2 times. That's one for the front of the box and one for the back of the box. Okay, so now let's stamp our other 2 images. We're going to stamp our greeting, and that is from the Fable Friends stamp set. Use whatever Easter greeting that you have. I'm using Memento ink, and I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it right on the Whisper White cardstock. Okay, now the next image is from the Cuckoo for You stamp set. That's the little bunny rabbit, and we're also going to ink that up with the Memento ink and then stamp it on our Whisper White cardstock. Okay, so now we're going to color our bunny rabbit. We're using 3 Stampin' Blend markers. I grabbed the wrong color for my video, but I'll make sure to have the correct color on the screen. So we're coloring the bunny rabbit with the light smoky slate. And while I'm coloring that, I will tell you that the ink pen or the marker that I grabbed was Flirty Flamingo, but we're using light Petal Pink on this color box. So I made 2 colors, Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo, and I decided I liked the Petal Pink better. So you'll see me use Flirty Flamingo, but if you're using Petal Pink, use the Petal Pink. Okay, so we're going to color the carrot and the little bunny tail with our pink marker, whichever pink you decide to use. And then I'm using the light Granny Apple Green to color the top of the carrot. So again, the colors are light smoky slate, light Petal Pink, and light Granny Apple Green. Okay, so we're done with stamping. Now we're going to get the Big Shot and cut all of our pieces out. We are using the Cuckoo Clock dies to cut out the little bunny rabbit, and we're using the Dino Days dies to cut out the egg. Okay, so we're going to start with the bunny rabbit. Again, that is the Cuckoo Clock dies. Now we're going to cut out the eggs, and we're using the Dino dies. And we're going to cut both of these out. Now we're going to work with the greeting. We're going to take our Stampin' Trimmer, and we are going to trim this greeting to make it a very small rectangle. You could use a punch if you have one. It just depends on what size punch you have. So I'm going to use a Post-it note so that I can get as close to the image as I can. So I'm just going to line this up, preferably straight, and then place it on the trimmer. And that Post-it note gives you something to hold on to so that you can get to the very edge of your image. And I'm going to repeat this on all 4 sides. I don't need the Post-it note for the left and the right, just usually the top and the bottom. Now we're ready to make our box. We're going to take this 3 3/4 by 3 1/2 piece of Petal Pink cardstock. We're going to place it on the landscape side, which is the 3 3/4 side, and we are going to score that with our Take Your Pick tool at 1 3/8, and we're going to be doing that on both sides of the 3 3/4 side. Okay, so let me get this positioned. 1 3/8, 1 3/8. Then on the portrait side, we're going to score at 1 inch on both sides, the portrait side being the 3 1/2 inch side. Now we're going to take our bone folder, and we're going to fold on those score lines and then burnish it with the bone folder. Okay, we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut up to the score line on both of these, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. Then we're going to trim the tabs just slightly so that our box will assemble a little easier. Now we're going to add tear and tape to these two tabs, and it's taken me a minute to get that tear and tape because I'm at the end of the roll. So just 2 pieces, 1 on each tab. You're welcome to use your favorite adhesive. Okay, so there's the tabs. I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool and remove the backing of the tearing tape, and then assemble one side of the box. I'm just going to fold that over, or fold it in, I should say. And then now we're going to add tear and tape to these 2 side panels. So you can use 1 piece or 2 pieces. I'm at the end of my roll, so you're going to see me struggle just a tad. I may edit that out, so we'll see. Okay, so we're going to use the Take Your Pick tool again and remove the backing to the tear and tape, and then assemble the box. We're going to be working on one side at a time, so I'll peel that off and then fold this over. It does not line up completely to the edge. Sorry that I went out of the camera, but I tried to correct myself, but you will see that it doesn't exactly go to the edge, but that's okay. The box is stinking cute, right? Okay, so again, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So just remove the backing of the tear and tape and fold this over. It's about, I don't know, a sliver off the edge. Okay, so now we're going to take more tear and tape and we're going to add it to the front and the back of the box. And this is where we're going to place those eggs, okay? The half of egg, the dinosaur egg. Now for the final 2 pieces of tear and tape, and I went and got myself another roll, so I won't be struggling with that anymore. So 1 for the front and 1 for the back. We're going to take a Stampin' Sponge and the Blushing Bride ink, and we are going to sponge on some ink on the edges. We call this distressing sometimes, or sponging. Okay, so we're going to use some liquid glue to add the greeting to the egg. Now we're going to add a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of the bunny rabbit, and we're going to add it to the right of the Easter greeting image. Just like that. We're going to take some Wink of Stella and brush some glitter on him, just a little bit. I love the Wink of Stella. Now we're going to take some Whisper White Baker's Twine and make a little bow. And then we're going to trim the ends of it. You get to watch me struggle a little bit with this little bow. I'm just trying to make it a little bit smaller. And then now we're going to trim the ends. We're going to take a mini glue dot, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to pick up the glue dot and just kind of wad it up and then place it on the edge of the greeting right there, and then place the little bow right there. Okay, so again, I'm going to use the Take Your Pick tool to remove the backing of the tear and tape. I'm going to stand the box up. It's easier to line it up by standing it up, okay? Because you want to make sure that this box is going to stand when you're finished. This would make a great project to put on your Easter place settings. Okay, so I'm going to show you the candy that fits in there. It's a little Three Musketeer, a little Snickers bar, lemon drops, all sorts of little snack size candy will fit in here. If you would like to purchase any of the products that I used today in my video, I do have a host code over on my website. I have a free PDF that has the picture of the project along with the measurements and the supply list for you. If you have any questions, don't forget to contact me. And if you need help finding that free PDF, let me know. It's always right below the video box over on my website. And if you're on YouTube, it's in the description below. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the project today, and thank you so much.